They do that change color.
Them niggas be putting on a show.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on.
That-
Another thing with YouTube is if you consistent enough on YouTube, like with this mobile live on YouTube is different from desktop. They'll push you out with mobile.
Really?
My client was like doing numbers on mobile. Then one day she tried to do it on her desktop and it was like crickets.
So that's why I need to start mobile live. Once I start doing them live, gotcha. Why? Because they seem like it's more personal.
Because mobile lives shows inside of shorts feeds.
Uh,
So actually, YouTube just released this feature where when I go live on my desktop, it also you can do a dual live where it'll go mobile. The issue is my setup is widescreen, so I'm pretty sure whoever sees it on mobile, if anybody sees it, it looks weird because they can only see like a part of the screen. It's meant for if you're showing your face.
shit.
I literally see this white girl on there. She all she does is writes people. She goes live and she writes people's names down. But that's it.
That's so
Some people could get away with like weird shit like that. Like if you're,
watching her write these damn names. Ooh, let me find some good. Let me see like that.
you have to be white. If you're like young and cute and white, you can kind of get away with anything. There used to be a thing like when with the video games, like they would literally have like a girl on camera, but the boyfriend would be sitting behind the scenes like playing the game because she drew people in.
Ah,
But
wow. Here we are back to the selling shit. Women.
but to be fair, I've seen all ethnicities like just have an audience on YouTube Live. I just seen it was these two weird black brothers. I don't even know what they were doing, but it was just people there watching.
Just go live while you're doing shit. My desk is almost finished. Okay, we live, right?
Yeah.
So, back to the funnel. Like, are we? Did you tell your YouTube people what the plan is, or are we? Do they know
Playing about what? Where my comment section at?
your content? Like, what's the plan? Your introduction. Can we get an introduction on what we're doing today?
No, I don't think mobile lives have like replay feeder or value.
Okay, so how about this?
I got four people watching though. If you're just joining, you have questions. We're doing a live consultation with CC. So ask any questions, business related, marketing related, ads, funnels. Okay, go ahead. Like the stream.
Okay, so let me. I had some good questions.
Look, it just sent people. We're on here like 3 minutes. Hi, hey bro, how's it going? And these are like new like people that probably never seen me before.
Well, great. Good, good. Okay, so what is the fastest way to make money from a funnel before trying to build a brand? Because we got no brand, we just trying to. I need some money today.
Um, to cut out all of the BS, it's call funnels. So people will you run a ad to a call funnel. The issue with call funnels is you have to have the ability to sell because this person is 100% cold. So typically with call funnels, you set up an ad, you drive to a VSL, so that's video sales letter, like it's like a short webinar, maybe like 3 to 5 minutes. And that's just so they can get an understanding of the concept. But the heavy lifting is done on the sales call. So that's why typically sales call, they all go the same because they're following a script. Then you typically close. Depending on price point, you may have a one call close or a two call close. That's just to take away all of the friction because you know how I sell with webinars. Um, there's a lot of friction. There's the opt-in, then the real thing that burns all your damn money is people showing up to the webinar. You've paid for all of these leads, but only 30% actually make it to the webinar. Then out of the 30%, you probably gonna have 10, 20% close rate, depending. And it's just a lot of things that can go wrong. One of my biggest fears of running webinars was always like some weird shit would happen. Like, I don't know, the computer may just shut down, the internet may go off, or some like weird shit. And webinars are finicky because you saw what happened on the live with when the internet went out. Not what happened with the live. Oh, when they took away the video. I sent out that same text, had to spend the same amount of money, but like half the people showed. So imagine you doing a webinar and that shit happened. Them people not coming back.
Even more money. Ooh.
So that's why I've always been like, I think the most I spent on one webinar was like 8K. And I was like, never again, because I literally just broke even. Now, to be fair, I think I sold something recurring. So I'm more than certain I, made some multiples on my money. But I'm like, it wasn't hitting like it did before because the very first webinar I ran when we started pushing the software, um, I spent 1,500 and I think I made like 45. Actually, I had a 50% close rate on their webinar, which again had never been done before. It just kept going down and down and down.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm like, as soon as that shit happened, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to be rich.
So on these sales calls that you're saying and you're speaking of, what do you think
I
would
would like
push
speed.
people to like purchase your product? A lot of us we feel like, okay, of course we need it, which is why we're here. But how do we, I guess, close more of these sales, get more sales?
That's a good question. It really boils down to your ability to nurture people in that short window that someone has opted in and they either have to speak with you on a sales call or attend a webinar. Like you have a small window to kind of just blast these people with information. So ads, sending emails, shooting texts, just trying to get them to like consume a lot of content. And that's why I had the 50% close rate. That's why when I ran my first challenge, it was so successful. And the second one on the digital products, because what happened was when I ran my ads, it tapped into my warmest audience that's ready to buy some shit. As you scale, your ads go out to colder and colder and colder people. So like my client that did the 80K on her first webinar, we never repeated that. It just got worse and worse and worse. Now I think her next one was like 50K and I don't know, maybe like 30K after that. Which is that's still good. Content. So um you always need like ongoing content to get like new people knowing that you exist. You can't just solely try to rely on cold. Like cold to make money from cold traffic, you have to be really, really good at what you do. Like you have to be at the top levels of the game because you have to understand in a short window, you're turning someone that doesn't even know you into money, into a buyer, and that's really hard, especially in the market we're in now when everybody's skeptical and everybody's seeing everything.
It's too.
Yeah. So it's like I put on a webinar, it's like, oh, this shit again.
So,
Because everybody has been on webinars before. Everybody knows the pitch is coming. So nurture, 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 nurture.
so content before you keep cut.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you show up a little bit more in your content. Hmm.
And I mean, we have a lot of examples of what content at scale does. Gary V. I think Alex is a prime example because Alex is. I still feel like he's like he's in the trenches. I feel like Gary Vee is more like corporate, even though Alex is on that level. But the fact that I don't think Gary Vee, maybe he did, but Alex still did that webinar. You don't really see people at that level. Then he did it on YouTube. Then just how it was like executed. So just doing again what we do, but at the very highest level.
Mhm. Okay. So, with the funnels, okay, okay, so which traffic source do you feel like is the cheapest with the funnel for leads that actually convert, not just for clicks? We're trying to get, we're just trying to get some funds.
Well, that's not a good question. Cheapest traffic source. It's kind of irrelevant. Cheapest traffic source. I would say the best, in my opinion, is Meta. You can get cheap traffic from maybe Google, maybe definitely Pinterest. I just don't know on the ability for Pinterest traffic to convert. Google maybe, but it just depends on what you're selling with Google. If you should run like Google ads or whatnot, but
You don't have to be selling on Google to just run Google ads.
stuff that people are like actively looking for. See, that's been my biggest problem with Google. It's like I could probably run ads, but they would go like on all the what is it called? Google like partner websites, which is anybody that has AdSense, which is pretty much all websites. Um, it's just different though. Now, if I had something that people were like looking for, like last night, I had someone hit me up about my services, and she's in the daycare space. So I had managed to do research on like it's called TAM, like total adjustable market. Like how big is that market of people trying to start a daycare? And it said 30 to 50,000 people per month were searching for how to start a daycare. So imagine if you had an ebook or you were a coach, you have numbers, you have data. I don't have anybody's. I don't. You can't go to. I can't pull search data on like how to run ads as a salon. The numbers are like really low, even if that is even a thing.
Got you.
So that's why like I kind of shied away from Google because I just didn't see the proof. Like I didn't see the data of people like looking for this stuff. Versus I know on Meta, I know hairstylists love Instagram. They always there. So I simply just need to put the right message in front of them.
Oh, okay. So, that's some good information. Okay, okay, okay. Um, so with the phone, and of course I know already it's a major thing. What is a sign that you would say that the traffic quality is low versus it just being uh, I guess an issue with like the funnel itself. Hey, Kay.
Traffic quality is low. One of the things I pay attention more to gauge traffic quality is what you're paying for traffic. Uh, I think I saw somebody, one of my clients, and I was looking inside her ad account, and she was paying like 20 cents for a click. Like, no fucking man. This is clearly set up wrong. Like, if you run a traffic objective ad campaign,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to get you cheap clicks, but the quality of people is going to be really, really low. So I was able to immediately determine that I'm like, hey, you're probably running traffic ads. That's why nothing's working for you. Like nothing's happening. They're clicking, and you're like, oh, I'm getting cheap clicks. So you're thinking it's good, but that traffic's not going to do anything.
Got you. Mm.
But I would if it, like let's say it's like a normal conversion setup and people are not converting, I wouldn't be like, oh, it's low quality traffic. The traffic is good on Facebook. I would be like, it's probably your messaging.
Mm. Okay. So if you had $100, where would you put it to test the funnel?
Uh, Facebook. I don't spend money on any other platform. I mean, I would love to try Pinterest, and nothing's really stopping me. It's just the effort of trying and like, oh man, I wasted $100 because I spent it on. Say it again.
Do you feel like you just would have to do too much because of the tracking?
Not necessarily. I could literally set up my funnel and only drive Pinterest traffic to it. So I wouldn't even really necessarily need any tracking. And I'll just mainly, calculate my lead calls. Like if Pinterest say like 100 people click, then I go to my funnel, I see 20 people opting in. That's a 20% opt-in rate. So I don't really need a pixel or anything for that.
We try it then. Because why wouldn't we try it?
Um, I mean, now that you're saying something, I can.
Yeah, you. How will we know if it'll work for you? You know, because I mean, for somebody's getting some good stuff pictures. For some reason, when I Google stuff, they always.
And I don't know. It could be the same thing as the AI thing. So you have content creators, right? Content creators get paid to create content. So would a content creator lie about something for money? So what's stopping a content creator from like, oh, this ad campaign made $1 million. Let me show you how to set it up.
Okay.
Or even Pinterest could have paid these people to do it. Again, I've spoken with people on Pinterest team, and when they explain how their ad system worked, it didn't make sense. It seemed like a scam. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't. It just seemed really weird. And this was to get I was just trying to get like leads. They're like, well, you have to let your ads run at least 30 days for the pixel, whatever. I'm like, no, that sounds like Yelp. Yelp has kind of a system like that.
Mm.
I did a sales call with Yelp, and they were so interested in the cost of our services to
Mm-hmm.
the point where I didn't tell them because I immediately knew what they were trying to do.
Trying to make you spend more money.
So think about it like this. Yelp already they have a bad reputation. But I think how their system works is if company A tells them that their average cost of their service is $1,000, they're going to work out some back end system, which means you have to spend a certain amount of money before they deliver you a customer.
Gotcha. Figured.
So let's say it's 50%. So that means you have to spend 500. Now, if I lied to them, it's like, hey, my customer is $100. They're like, okay, we got to send him something at 50. If not, he'll probably turn the ads off. But I think Yelp they had a really bad reputation with their ads. I think they were also dealing with some lawsuits over that stuff, and they were just really like scammy and pushy when trying to get you to run ads over there. We did try them out, but nothing came of it.
Yeah, yep, definitely could be. And if you got some negative reviews on Yelp, of course, we bought that countertop company from someone else. They had negative reviews, and so, I'm like, hey, we're trying to set up another company. Like this is a whole new, setup. So it was just a headache, and we were having to go back and forth trying to get it removed and just create an entire new account. And so I just kind of left it alone because, of course, I was still getting people. But if that's not my negative review, I'd rather it be removed, And so, I was not able to get that, that it didn't happen. Like you said, they're gonna do everything in their power to make me spend money. And I'm like, well, if y'all can't remove that, then why would I run ads and pay for all this? No, I'm good. They'll either go to your, which Google is helping a lot as far as for reviews anyway. So that's kind of what helped us kind of like I guess get more customers if they were to see Yelp review.
Yeah.
But my question, okay, so we're gonna go to like the offers, because I know you say offers is very important. So what is an example of like a good offer that you've had that like converts really good? Um,
Drugs. Drugs.
We can't sell drugs, okay? And I'm trying to push ads. So I'm trying to figure out how should I structure this offer and what type of offer works best.
What is a good offer? Hmm. One of my best performing offers, and I think it was literally just the name. I was literally looking at this yesterday. Um, it was called Done For You Ads. I think that's how you discovered me. It was a $67 like course, and I think I sold like $19,000 of that course.
Yeah, you probably slipping. Yep.
Um,
Done for you.
and
Mhm.
I was looking, I'm like, what happened was every time I would try to scale it, I think I would probably be like pushing, I don't know, maybe $500-600 a day. It would kind of just like break even or break. But at that point, I didn't know about like upsells and all of that stuff. So it was literally with $67 and nothing else.
Mm.
So
How did you say upsells? People do kind of like, hey, do you want this for like $27? And then if you don't buy that, they don't kind of decrease that same product for like even a few dollars less. So I tried that yesterday and I still haven't got the product that I tried to buy. So I'm like, damn, man, just take my little $17 away.
yeah, same thing happened with me. I feel like I bought like some little low ticket $27 thing. They didn't deliver, and like it's not even worth it. But yeah, if I could go back and redo that, I would have a back end offer. Then I also was not actively trying to upsell people anyway. We had one scammer ass girl. Hopefully she see this. I can't even remember her name. Um, I don't know if you remember, we would always do those weekly. It was like the best deal on the internet. It was $67 one time, and I literally was doing weekly coaching calls with y'all every Wednesday.
That was
So like, you're not going to get on not for fucking $67. It's impossible. And I even stuck with y'all even after I stopped selling it for like a year or probably even longer. But there were people,
I didn't know. But you was barely talking, but you was
but you know what? I ain't gonna say you made it like you upsold. You honestly, I think you were probably maybe like two people, two or three people. I think one ended up asking for a refund and tried to do a chargeback. And this one girl, she kept like trolling. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you helped me make so much money." We actually had two of them. Two of you helped me make so much money, but they didn't want to buy no other shit. Um, but yeah, you converted into something higher, but I wasn't actively like pushing it. You just had a need for something, and you're like, oh, well, and you had fucking common sense, barely.
you said, hold on, what you say?
I said you had common sense, but barely.
Hold on, hold down.
I'm like, how y'all don't understand how the game goes? Somebody help you make money, like nigga, go get them more money. Like, don't be fucking stupid. Like, oh, you helped me make $30 billion.
But I'm trying to keep a little bit, and so but we don't think like that. We're, especially depending on, we're like, I mean, it makes sense to like just go spend more money, like you just made,
I'm
but
not asking nobody for like $1 million. Like, come on.
I need is something else. But
No, these girls was talking crazy. It was like 30,000 and 50,000 and all these big numbers.
but listen, with my overhead at the credit card pro wasn't as high as it was.
Man, these niggas
The
didn't have no damn overhead.
the amount of money that I was making, it was going right out the door. So it was like I was chasing a freaking man. I was just running in circles, and it just was never gonna end. And so I knew it wasn't gonna work out. And so, but that's why I was just like, oh no, let's try to figure something out. Of course, I tried to figure out how can we cut costs. You try to do all these things, but I mean, I did make. Dude, you came through for me on that, man. Like, listen, and it was working. So I know this stuff works. Because of course, I've never sold anything. I've never been in sales. I knew nothing about sales. Okay.